Good night, my name is Jaleel and I will prepare for you a red cream potato croquette. Firstly, you start by roughly chopping either red or white onion, your preference. Give it a rough chop, just depending on how large you want your croquette to be. Then you take some green peppers, put it in a small dice, give them a small dice, roughly. Then you take either your portobello mushrooms and you give them a small little chop, rough chop. Then after that you can either choose to take, I prefer ham. You can choose bacon, your preference. You give it a small dice, a rough chop. Then after that you can take your green broccoli or cauliflower. Then give it a rough chop. Before you start mashing your potatoes, you like to sanitize your cutting board. Then
lift your cutting board.
Then you take your red cream potatoes, which are roughly chopped, and you take them, you put them in your steel bowl, and you get some heavy cream, about a quarter cup of heavy cream. Then you add it to the potatoes, and you just mash them.
How do people hold them out?
Give them a rough mash, depending on how coarse you want your croquette to be. If you find your croquette a little too wet, you may add some flour and a little bit of scrambled with eggs to bind it all together. Then you take your condiments, with like your broccoli, onions, and you take them and give them a light sear or
Saute. Just for 1 second.
1 second.
You better like to idiots.
Add your condiments to your hot butter or olive oil. You give them a saute. Now that your condiments have been lightly browned on each side, you take it and you add it to your potatoes.
Okay.
After you take your masher and you give it a slight mix with your spatula. Then you give it another mash. Now that you're ready to make a croquette, it's like making a little patty. If you find it too wet, don't worry, because it will be dropped in a little flour bath before it's breaded and fried. Then you take your patty, and you put it into and some flour. Just give it a light little mix. Then you put it in your egg wash. And I like the bread with cornmeal. It's a personal favorite. It reminds me of my childhood. Just give it a nice breading. So you see your patty starts to hold.
Who's in the bathroom?
Now that I'm ready to fry, I'll wash my hands. In my sanitation bucket. Now we're ready to fry. Shake off the excess cornmeal. Now that you're
They will get hot.
now you wait till your oil or butter has reached its high temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. You should be ready to fry. Now that I'm ready to fry, now my oil has reached the temperature of 160 degrees. I would like to begin frying my croquettes. Just like to give it a light sear on each side. Golden brown. Now that it's cooking, you would like to give it a golden brown sear on each side. Cook about roughly 1 minute to 3 minutes according to your preference of how dark you like it. I like mine golden brown. Now it's getting a nice crisp. You like to wait till the edges of the cornmeal has been cooked because you don't want it to taste grimy. Now that it's golden brown on each side, I like it to remove it from the oil and drain it with a little parchment paper. Just not to get all the excess oil. Now as we return to begin our cold cuts, I like to take one cucumber or half a cucumber according to how many people you're serving, and you just give it a light grate. Just to make a cucumber salad. Now that you take your cucumber, you can add it into a bowl, plastic bowl, and I personally rather balsamic vinegar, and add a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Oops, my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm just clumsy. Then I add a little bit of olive oil. And you can season with salt and pepper according to your taste. I personally like mine a little salty. And then you just give it a light toss. You're going to like to take all the extra, so you like to squeeze out the extra dressing. And to play, I would just take my croquette and I add it. And now you take your cucumber salad and you just give it a nice little ball. And now you take some broccoli florets and just make that like a little bouquet. And now you take your excess dressing, and you just pour it over on the top just to make a little nice little design. And that's your red cream potato croquette with a cucumber salad.